team, it's Sunday of November and I've got that Sunday feeling. Oh, hello. Who's coming to say hello? Hello. You alright, darling? I think Dana has a bit of a record of how much she can sleep during the day. How much do you sleep, do you reckon? As you can tell, she gets distracted quite easily, but probably at least 18 hours in a 24-hour day is how much she sleeps. I'm getting some Greek yogurt right now before I go out and see a good friend of mine from the local CrossFit gym, because obviously you're only allowed to meet up with one person outside of your household. So I'm going to go and do that. I did church this morning, been for a 4-mile walk, which was really nice, but it's flooded everywhere because it's been really raining recently. And then in this video, I'm going to be showing you a mobility routine I'm going to get into the habit of doing now, so I can improve my technique on the snatch and the clean and jerk in particular. That's what I want to focus on. And I'm also going to tell you about how you can improve weaknesses so they become your strengths. Lots of cool stuff. Donna, let's have a message to start the video. All you think about is food. Right, excuse me, Dana. Do you mind if I just get past? Time is now 25 to 5. I had a really good time meeting up with my mate Ben. It's always great chatting to him. We talk about training and work and CrossFit stuff. And there's not really much we can do at the moment in regards to activity, so we got a coffee, had a good chat, and we just had to dodge the rain. When I was driving home just now, it was the first time I experienced, I think it's called like floodplaning or something. I can't remember the exact term, but when you're in the car and you catch a little bit of water as you're driving, and then the wheels spin a bit faster than they normally would, and you lose a little bit of control of the car. A little bit scary, but only happened for like a couple of seconds. So I am fine, but now we're gonna have some couscous, my epic couscous concoction. I went to Aldi and Crawley, got some Kellogg's Frosty bars. These are really nice. And some cheap cake as always, because I like having a little bit of cheap cake to supplement some of the higher end cakes we have, because Mum made some sticky toffee puddings, which I'm going to show you later, which is insane. I've got some ready to eat hot and spicy chicken breast slices from, Iceland, not Aldi. And I'm going to add that to couscous. And what I'm also going to add to the couscous concoction today, which I was very kindly given by Sarah this week, absolute legend, thank you so much for the edamame beans. I'm going to add these, great vegan source of protein. Per 100 grams there are 196 calories and 14.4 grams of protein. Really good way of getting protein in if you're vegan or vegetarian, or like myself, still eating meat but just want to have a bit more variety of foods in your diet. So I'm going to have the beans, the chicken, the couscous, add an egg to it, and then also put some cheese on top. And also, as part of being given the edamame beans, I was also given some dried apricots, which are awesome. Haven't had too many of them yet, and I can't find them. For those of you who like rows of things, is that quite satisfying? All in a row? All in a very orderly fashion here. I will show you the sticky toffee puddings later, but let me show you the sauce that goes with it. It's heavenly. It's a mixture of double cream. I'm not sure what else Mum adds to it to get the toffee flavour, but check out the consistency of it. When it's warmer, it's a lot more runny, but because it's been sat in the fridge for a while, can you see about how thick that is? I could put a tiny bit on a teaspoon and just give you a taste test. Well, it's not really a taste test because I had it yesterday, but man, tasting that, the feeling you get, it's like if you're in a nightclub, you're having a really good time, and then Come On Eileen comes on, everybody goes mental. That is the feeling you get when you have this. I'd hate to think how many calories are in the whole thing, but tempted to have it all. Just down it. So we've got 220 grams of tomatoes, about 50 grams of breaded ham, then the chicken, the hot and spicy, 115 grams of that, 50 grams of edamame beans, and the couscous. I need to add the egg. Now I'm going to chuck a lid on that put it in the microwave, 7 minutes, then add the cheese. Très bon. I am going to show you what the couscous concoction looks like with the cheese on top. But what's really great about this recipe is that you can adapt it to how you want it. So if you want it more vegan, then you can just use the edamame beans, then add extra protein sources on top. Like, I believe tofu is another great way of getting protein. And I think that's vegan friendly. You can also use Quorn. There are some versions of Quorn which are vegetarian, some which are vegan. You can add more vegetables to it. So I've just used tomatoes here. I'm using 220 grams, so that's nearly 3 portions of my 5 a day in here. But you could chuck in red cabbage, tomatoes, green beans, peas. You can add in whatever you like, and it's really easy to have hot. And you can have it cold as well, so you can have it out somewhere on the go. You just have to obviously let the couscous cool down once you add the hot water, because if you put cold chicken in with hot couscous, left out on the side for 24 hours, that's probably a good recipe for food poisoning. I just need to add one thing to this meal which is missing, and I'm going to go and find it in the garage right now. Now, I don't know if you remember a few videos ago, I showed you how many crates of Pepsi that we had. And it has gone down. This is a new stack. So I think, again, Mum went a little bit crazy and got 24, I think about 128, 130 cans of Pepsi. Some of them with a hint of raspberry, some of them just the normal stuff. Crazy, man. I'm adding one of these to my meal, and then I'm going to show you what the couscous looks like with the cheese on top. Mwah. Bon appétit! The time is now 11 minutes past 9. I've just finished the prayer group I do every Sunday, which was really good tonight, talking about serving God and serving people in the community as well as individuals. Always during the prayer call, I have a packet of crisps, and I don't know if any of you guys remember this packet, but this was a bit of a throwback when Mum got some of these recently. These are squares. I used to love having squares, Doritos, and Disco crisps. One of my favourite flavours were Disco's crisps and the pickled onion flavour. They were so good. Circular crisps, but these ones, clue is in the name if you haven't realised already, but these are square shaped crisps. Cheese and onion, second favourite flavour. My first favourite flavour is salt and vinegar. I'm about to show you my 10-minute mobility routine, which I'm going to try and do 3 to 4 times per week to get a better front rack position for the clean and jerk and better overhead mobility. But first of all, I've had a few people asking about online coaching, so I'm going to briefly tell you in the next 30 seconds about how it all works. So if you sign up for nutrition coaching, you will get a customized nutrition plan based on the questionnaire that you send back to me. What happens first is somebody signs up to nutrition coaching, I send them the questionnaire, and as soon as they send that back, I create them the customized nutrition plan. I'll give you a brief description of the layout of a nutrition plan. With nutrition coaching, I'll teach you about how to change your body composition through the use of resistance exercises and dietary interventions. I'll tell you how you can lose weight loss effectively, so you can target fat loss and maintain muscle mass, so you can get a toned physique rather than just primarily losing weight and losing muscle tissue at the same time. I do sport specific plans as a private Facebook group where I regularly upload content. I send content every week, recipes, workouts you can do at home and at the gym, more at home at the moment because COVID-19, and also tips that you can apply to your nutrition plans. I'll adjust the nutrition plan whenever you want me to. There's a support network on the private Facebook group. Because there are members on there, you have access to a video course which is 5 hours worth of content, and then I want your ideas as well about how I can make it better in the future. I'm thinking at the moment of trying to create an app to go alongside nutrition coaching. And to give you a very quick description of what a nutrition plan looks like, you'll receive it. There are key points I put at the start of the document about how it's laid out. Then there's a space for you to do body measurements, then a place where you can put your weigh-ins, which you'll send to me every week anyway, and then I send you 4 examples of breakfast, lunches and dinners which you can chop and change between. But I also teach you how to use MyFitnessPal so you can track your calories by yourself, and these recipes can be adjusted, and I will send you more throughout the nutrition coaching. Then I give you ideas of foods you can use as snacks as part of flexible dieting. I give you ideas of foods that are high in protein and ones that you can also incorporate which are like having a treat but are a healthier option. And then I'll also teach you about how to incorporate refeed days appropriately. And then I put at the bottom of the document all the ingredients I've used within the nutrition plan, the calories per 100 grams and the protein content per 100 grams. So you have it to refer to in case you want to exchange out a food ingredient and put something into it instead. Now, this mobility routine you can do anywhere. I've got a very convenient blue mat that I'm going to do it on. There are 7 exercises in total, but 3 of them are by doing it on each side. So technically there are only 4 exercises you're doing, but 3 of them require you to do it on each side. So the way it works is a 10-minute timer. You're going to do the first position, which is a pigeon pose on your left leg. So your left leg's in front. You're going to do that for 1.5 minutes. Then you're going to do a pigeon pose on your right leg for 1.5 minutes. Keep the timer running. Then you're going to do a child's pose for 1.5 minutes. Again, that doesn't require you to do it on each side. You just maintain that position for 1.5 minutes. Then after that, you go to a lat stretch on your left side and then do a lat stretch on your right side after 1.5 minutes. Do it for 90 seconds each. And then your final position is a tricep slash shoulder stretch that you're going to do on each side again for 90 seconds, which is going to really, again, help with your front rack position, which you'll feel a lot, again, in your lat, but also in your triceps and your shoulders. The pigeon pose is designed to help open up your hips so you can get more flexible, get better at your internal and external rotation at the hips. So any overhead position, any squat position going into the whole of a squat, that's going to become easier. And then the child's pose, moving on, that helps to stretch out the adductors in particular and your groin. Again, going to help open out your hips, going to allow you to sit into that hole of the squat a lot more easily. And then the lat stretch, which is going to also stretch your shoulders a little bit. That's really good at helping you get high elbows with the front rack position. Same with the one afterwards. But in particular with this one, it's really stretching out your lat. That is the main muscle of the back, the latissimus dorsi. By stretching out your lats, if you have really tight lats and you're trying to get into a front rack position, it's going to pull your elbows down. So by stretching out your lats, it's going to help you to get higher elbows. And then the exercise after that, stretching out your shoulders and your triceps. They're all interconnected really, because the lat, the tricep is going to be under strain when you're trying to get into that front rack position. So by stretching them both out and doing it consistently, it's going to help them to be more supple and more mobile. So you're going to get into that front rack position a lot more easily, allowing you to stay upright at the bottom of a front squat and a back squat.
A few moments later.
The time is 10:10. I've been out for a walk, and I always do it on a Sunday evening. I mentioned that in the previous video because it's a great time to think and prepare for the week ahead. But now we're having an epic feast of a dinner. Here's what I'm having. First of all, here's the start of the show, and I've got another portion of it now because it tastes so good. It's like a bowl-like loaf from Marks and Spencer's, and it's garlic bread. But it's like garlic bread I've never tasted before. It tastes absolutely insane. You need to go and try it if you have M&S near you. It tastes like literally they put a block of butter in the garlic bread and added some garlic, roasted garlic to it. But it's only 310 calories per 100 grams, so yes. Here's what we've got. You might be wondering, what on earth are you doing with another silver plate on there? But it's because this stuff is cold, this stuff is hot, and I don't want to get any food poisoning. So here I have got some lean pork medallions, I think, and that's one chipolata sausage, which I have had a bite of already, because I do like a chipolata. And then I've got broccoli, some onion, and then stir-fried veg on the side. I may put some soy sauce on top. Then this garlic bread, which is absolutely insane, my second portion of it. And then some white potato, which I'm going to put some ketchup on it. And I'll probably have some sparkling water infused with Blackpool and blackcurrant squishy Robinson stuff. It's insane, that stuff. You just add a bit of it to sparkling water, it changes the whole flavour of the water. It's brilliant. I'm going to have that on the side with 5 grams of creatine. That's a typical meal for me in the evening. I've got 300 grams of veg in there, so nearly 4 portions of vegetables. So every day I'm having approximately 7 to 8 portions of fruit and veg. The recommended is 5 a day, but I like to get 7 or 8 in, just so I know I'm getting the health benefits of fruits and vegetables. I recommend that you always have a variety as well, because each coloured vegetable, put simply, contains different vitamins, so definitely recommend you guys do that. Lean protein source in the meal, as well as a carbohydrate. I know white potato is less of a complex carbohydrate, but I really enjoy it myself, and I find it digests well for me. And you could do variations on this. Change the lean protein source, change up the vegetables, but the staple is always a protein source, a veg, and then a complex carbohydrate. Keep it very simple when you're trying to lose weight. Keep it consistent, and you will see results. Thanks guys for watching. It's been great having you. One quick tip before you leave: if you haven't been to Lidl yet, you need to check out the individual toffee cheesecakes. I'll see you in my next video.